There are few things in life that can truly bring us together. Few things that can lift us to our feet and bring us to our knees. Few things that can be analyzed, internalized, socialized, even spiritualized. It gives us identity. It gives us purpose. It makes us believe. There's nothing better. To the sickos, the diehards, the supporters, the hooligans, to the rowdiest, the most obsessed, the fans. For us and all those like us, it will always be sports over everything.
What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to CHGO Bulls pregame. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. CHGO Bulls presented by Michelob Ultra and Bet365. The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra and download the Bet365 app with code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. I'm Peck, Bulls _ Peck. That's Big Day. Bam, bam. BNWL Sports, Will the Go Gottlieb in the house. Will _ Gottlieb and King of the Controls did a CHGO Cubs emergency pod earlier today. Joey C.
Don't stop.
Hey, Cubs make a big trade today. Bulls get a big win tonight.
I like.
Or am I getting greedy?
I like how you picked that microphone up like you was really about to hit a vocal.
Dude, I am flying through skies right now because the Cubs did something.
It did look like it was a little bit like Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
Can you give us like a quick
anyone's car right now if you just hooked up cables to me.
before we get into anything else? Can you give us a quick like one sentence summary of your thoughts of the trade?
The Cubs did not give away as many prospects, highly touted prospects, as I thought they would. They did give up the number 1 prospect, but the rest is like 15 and the 30 prospect. Edward Cabrera, incredibly nasty, young, controllable arm, only making $3 million next year, but a little injury riddled. So it's a risk worth taking for a Cubs team that wants to be in the Final Four, to go to a championship game, to play for a pennant, go to a World Series.
That is
good move by the Cubs with $30 million still left to spend on perhaps an impact bat like Kyle Tucker, Bo Bichette, or maybe even Alex Bregman.
Love it.
Longest sentence I've ever heard.
It was one really long sentence, and then he added a second one, but I'll take it.
Yeah, put some run-ons on there.
Give me the elevator pitch. It's a 200-story building.
Semicolon. I'm going to hit all the buttons. We're going up to floor 60.
It was beautiful.
Thanks for being here with us.
Tune into the whole episode if you want to hear this full talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah, absolutely. Go check
Julia.
out the CHGO Cubs emergency show from earlier today on that big trade. Thanks for being here with us. Bulls Nation, hit that like if you're hanging out with us on YouTube. Make sure you're also subscribed to the CHGO Sports YouTube channel.
Right.
100K and climbing.
And
shout out to everybody, French Bulls TV, Carmichael Dave, in
Sorry
chat, Julia.
to Carmichael for being the lesser Will. I apologize.
Jedediah saying, pray we win somehow tonight, bro. For real, Bulls, please win. And my favorite player, Modest, had a hot game. Go Chicago.
Thank you very much, sir.
Julia making her
Boo,
Sox
not a
fan
Cub
known in the
fan.
chat.
Let's
That's okay.
go, Sox.
We got room
Come
for
on,
all.
Julia.
It's all one city, y'all.
Respect to all the double Jerry Reinsdorf team fans out there.
Oh, man, they have it the worst.
We're here. We're here,
Poor
baby.
guy.
It's all right.
It's not Ben and Jerry. It's Jerry and Jerry.
Oh.
The Sox and the
Oh,
Bulls.
I
God.
wouldn't give for some
The
Ben and
worst
Jerry.
ice cream flavors.
Oh, man.
This flavor's called mediocrity.
It's white chalk.
It's like, what if vanilla didn't taste as vanilla-y? It's like a half vanilla.
Can you taste the Patrick Williams? Can you taste the calf strain?
This vanilla has paw pieces in it.
Not real paw pieces.
That's all right. But hey, Cubs fans, Sox fans, all Chicago. Speaking of which, you may have noticed a little difference in our opening tonight. That won't be normal. Just wanted to throw it out there tonight because today was the official launch of our new Sports Over Everything slogan across not just CHGO, but the All-City Network. It is, bringing together Cubs fans and Sox fans, ideally. In this world. Sports fans together, city together, teams and community together. That's what we always try to do here at CHGO.
Yes.
CHGO Bulls and everywhere at All City.
True.
And I think that's kind of what it, symbolizes when you're talking about sports over everything, because sports fans, that always is what binds us.
Yes.
It's what ties us together.
Correct.
We're also introducing ALLCITY.RCity, which is an umbrella initiative from here on out for all of All-City Network's various charity involvement, including what we're doing with Big Brothers Big Sisters. Shout out to them. So go be sure to check that out. And with this rollout, I was just thinking the other day, or this morning actually, when I saw the video introing our new slogan, about my time watching Bears-Packers a few weeks back at one of my sports bars in my neighborhood and hugging strangers.
Yeah.
As the Bears were making that insane improbable comeback.
It's a thing.
And including, shout out Adam, friend of the show, friend of the pod, who I met there for the first time. And he and I, by the end of that Bears-Packers game, were literally like hugging and jumping up and down.
The best of friends.
And he's somebody I met 20 minutes ago. Like, that's what Chicago sports fandom has always and will always mean to me, first and foremost, is making those connections with somebody you just met at the bar 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And now you're best friends because you're all cheering the same thing, or you're, like giving each other hugs of support in moments of stress or, or even heartbreak.
Yeah. No, it's true.
It's always about doing it together.
As one.
I
think sports over everything is kind of how I live.
Yeah.
Kind of like my life. What is sports over? Like, our first day here at CHGO, when everybody goes out to celebrate the fact that CHGO just started, sports over everything is me and Matt saying we're not going. We got to watch the Bulls-Bucks game.
Yeah.
We'd rather do that. Sports over everything is me being like really, really sick on a really, really cold day, and my brother calling me telling me I have tickets to this Bears-Broncos game, and I'm like, I'll be ready in 20 minutes. And I saw Devin Hester return 2 kicks. That's sports over everything. Sports over everything is me flying in from another country after barely getting any sleep and getting in my car, my brother once again calling me, telling me he's got tickets for me to go to a Bears game, and I go to the CHGO tailgate first and then go to the Bears game on basically an hour of sleep. That's sports over everything stuff. Like, it's the family member in your house, the invisible family member in your house. And why do I call it that? Because we talk about it all the time. It could be the first thing you say to each other. Like, it's like that for me and my brother. Like, we'll wake up, hey, bro, you see the game? It's literally the first thing we'll say to each other. So, yeah, sports over everything is definitely how I kind of live. And I'm going to continue to do here at CHGO, which is why I appreciate being here.
Yeah, I think it's the fabric that connects all of us together. Like, we were talking about this on our 100K stream about, like, how different the three of us are in the way that we think about the team and cover the team. Yeah. But I feel like we have something for everyone, and we can bring our people that, want to come and watch these pregame shows for another sub 500 Bulls team together to, like, enjoy the team and to learn about basketball and to, like, have that conversation and communication with like-minded people. So for me, it's like, it's about that stuff. It's about going to Paris and watching that game and seeing fans in the street that knew who we were, or, staying up late on the trade machine and coming in with like new fake trade ideas so that we can have that to talk about. It's just for the people who care so much about it that it doesn't matter if the team is good or bad. It doesn't matter if it's the playoffs or the off season or a February game or whatever, but that there's always that commitment to talking about the one common thing that we have and sharing that conversation that way.
Yeah.
Shout out to our guy Clem in the chat who's saying sports over everything is me still coming to Chicago to watch the Bulls despite them being so bad.
Yeah,
hey, they're not so bad, Clem. Holding that 9th seed. Why aren't you satisfied with that? Shout out Undisputed. Some people are satisfied with this. Whatever it is. Some of us are asking for more. But hey, we're doing so together as a fandom, which we're always happy to be doing. So with that in mind, tonight on deck, Bulls Pistons. once a very heated, important rivalry in the East. And hey, it's a 1-1 series split coming in tonight. So you could still say, yeah, maybe somewhat of a grudge match tonight.
Yeah.
Against the Central Division foes.
Yeah.
But
could be the first round of the playoffs.
Oh, okay. Calm down, Goat. Much like it was when they played the Pistons back in November and the Bulls took the L after that very early season win. I believe it was their season opener, in fact, when they beat the Pistons.
Sure was.
There were a lot of players missing for Bull squads back when the Pistons beat the Bulls in November. And speaking of, both teams will be shorthanded again tonight. Let's just quickly run down the injury reports. Kobe White sitting on the front end of a back-to-back, so hopefully that means he will play when the Bulls are back home tomorrow night, taking on the Miami Heat, dealing with that calf injury or calf tightness management. Josh Giddey remains out with a hamstring. Jalen Smith remains out with the concussion. Zach Collins still out with a big old toe. And Modest was on the injury report yesterday and today with illness, but he has been given the green light. He will play tonight.
Okay.
So good news there.
Okay.
As far as the Pistons, Cade, late scratch, dealing with a wrist sprain.
Scratchy scratch.
So unfortunate that we don't get to see that star caliber player, but good news for the Bulls. Jalen Duren also will sit tonight with an ankle sprain. Tobias Harris dealing with a hip sprain. He is also out. Karis LeVert and Duncan Robinson, both of whom were on the injury report, one with a knee, one with a calf, both given the green light. They are available for Detroit tonight. But so again, much like back in November, this will come down to which team is deeper and which team's depth will execute better.
It's what it's all about all the time, isn't it?
Yeah.
And sometimes the Bulls are on that end where they execute better, sometimes they're not. But Detroit is such an interesting one because I feel like you talked about it, the rivalry and things like that. I think Detroit still honestly plays that way when they play the Bulls. Like, they have a little extra fervor, you know what I'm saying, when they're playing the Bulls, man. And I still think they took that loss very personally, that first loss that they had to start the season against the Bulls. I feel like they took that personally because in that second time when they played, oh, man, they and I feel like it'll be like that as far as how they want to set the tone is concerned. So you know how they're going to come out. I don't care who's out there for them. They have a culture. They have a style that they play. And it is attack, and it is physical, and it is strong, and they're going to play really solid defense and use their length to try to bother you. Now, who is going to be the person scoring? That's what I don't know. We'll figure that out as the game goes along. But, yeah, I expect them to come out, you know, with that veracity. We'll see if the Bulls can match that kind of fire that Detroit is going to come out with.
Yeah, and they are, you mentioned their defense, one of the best defensive teams in the league, second overall to be exact. But over the last couple of weeks, they are fifth. And they've lost 3 out of their last 6 games. So they're on a little bit of a downtrend. I wonder if they're kind of coming down from this big high that they experienced where they won all those games in a row, and now they're kind of playing more to their level, or are they in a bit of a downswing, or are they trending down? So I'm just kind of curious to see how this season goes, because a lot of times with teams that are at the top of the conference, they have more of a track record that you can count on. That's like, okay, this team has won 50 games the last 2 years. We expect them to win roughly 50 or whatever games this year. But the Pistons are just on this meteoric rise from one of the worst records in the league the last couple of years to making the playoffs last year and now at the top of the East. And I just wonder how that sustains over the course of the year. So the defense is going to be, you know, a given night to night, but the offense, I think, is really where they have some stuff to prove. And Cade being out tonight is a big question mark for them, and we'll see kind of how they respond.
Yeah.
So Cade, Jalen, Asar Thompson, Jaden Ivey, Tobias Harris were all DNPs back on November 12th when the Pistons beat the Bulls. So who did exactly handle business for the Pistons that night?
Who that is?
Well, you know what? Let's journey back right after a quick word from our friends and sponsors. We'll knock out a quick ad break. We'll come back. We'll look back to November 12th. Stick around. Hit the like. It's free. Bam. CHGO Bulls is brought to you by Bet365. And right now, with their early payout offer, you are a winner if your football team goes up by 17 points with an instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections marked as winners. Download the Bet365 app today. Use promo code CHGO365 when you sign up, because when you do that and then make your first $5 bet, football, basketball, hockey, whatever you want to bet on, when you make your first $5 bet, win or lose that bet don't matter. You're going to get $200 in bonus bets either way deposited right into your account. And you can use those bonus bets on just about everything: spreads, totals, player props, futures, and more. So what are you waiting for? Get in on all the football action. We got wild card weekend coming up.
Yep.
Get your bets in.
Yep.
Every NBA game night, get your bets in.
Get it in.
Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 and older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You, with your wonderful self out there in the new year, you could be good.
Sure.
You could. It's happening. But you could be great. Now, that's a thing. Yeah. But if you want to be like Will the Goat Gottlieb, ladies and gentlemen, with the strength of Hercules, you can be ultra. Michelob Ultra is what you need to be ultra, ladies and gentlemen, because whether it's can, whether it's bottle, once it hits your lips in 2026, it's full throttle, ladies and gentlemen. Well, Big Dave, what makes it so ultra out there? I will tell you right now. 2.6 carbs, 95 calories. Pow! Oh, superior game meets superior taste. Everybody gather around. Want you to be with 2 new friends. Superior game, superior taste. Shake hands, guys. They'll be friends for life. Grab a Michelob Ultra, superior light beer as you cheer your team on. And they are official American beer sponsors of your Chicago Bulls. No matter what you're playing for, ladies and gentlemen, make it superior. And you do that with Michelob Ultra. Be ultra magnetic.
CHGO Bulls pregame rolling along. Thanks for being here. Hit the like if you didn't do it during the ads. Getting ready for Bulls Pistons tonight. Bulls starting 5, same one
Craggy
as
Jr.
Monday. Trey Jones, Kevin Huerter in that starting lineup as a spot starter, along with Modest, Okoro, and Vooch.
Okay.
Still waiting on the official starting 5 for Detroit. Keep you posted on that. But in the meantime, we were journeying back to November 12th when the Pistons beat the Bulls. So I rattle off all those guys who were out for the Pistons. It was like 6 of their top 8 guys, essentially.
Yes.
The Bulls were without Kobe and Josh that night, so the Bulls were shorthanded as well. But so if you don't remember, the guys who beat the Bulls were Paul Reed and Daniss Jenkins.
Oh, yeah, Paul
Joey,
Reed
if you want to throw
crazy.
those old stat lines up there. Paul Reed went crazy.
I remember that.
28 points, doing so on – what did he shoot? 11 of 13 from the field.
Oh, man.
Also grabbed 13 rebounds,
Hey.
6 dimes, 4 steals, and then Daniss Jenkins with a double-double of 18 points and 12 assists.
Wow.
I believe Duncan Robinson also chipped in 20 in that
Yeah,
game.
he hit a few threes. Yes.
So, like, that was, I mean, the Pistons beat the Bulls by committee, and their depth guys played better than the Bulls' depth guys.
Yeah.
The Bulls also turned the ball over 21 times in that game. Could have been worse. The Pistons only converted those 21 turnovers into 21 points.
Okay.
But still not great, as you're talking about this Bulls team that can't really afford 20 turnovers on any night.
No, and it makes me even more concerned because guys like Jalen Duren isn't there, but knowing that somebody like Paul Reed can probably pick up the pieces for him.
Yeah.
Good. That's the issue and the problem. Yeah. Winning by committee was really working for them, but I really think Duncan Robinson was the one who got them off to that good start because when Duncan Robinson is hot, and this was like that in Miami. He was the same way. When he gets the team off to a good start, everything else kind of flows more simply. And, yeah, he's doing it again here in Detroit. So if he's off to a good start and a hot start, man, watch out. Like, it could really be an issue for the Chicago Bulls.
And I think the physicality piece is a big one, too, here, just because – even without Cade and Duren, they're such a big, physically imposing team. And that's like the level that the Bulls need to get to in order to be competitive. So will they meet this challenge and try to come out, ahead? Or are they going to kind of, not be able to do that? And I think you see that in some of the 4 factors defensively for the Pistons. They are number 1 in effective field goal percentage for opponents. Ooh. Teams are only shooting 51.6% effective field goal percentage against them.
Not good.
That is extremely low.
Yes, it is.
And then turnovers. They're forcing a lot of those, 17% turnover rate for their opponents. So, the Bulls are a team that struggles with turnovers, and when they do, it turns into, easy layups and runouts for the other team. And those are those momentum breakers that we talk so much about. So I feel like the physicality, the taking care of the basketball, these are going to be things that really stand out to me in this game. And then the offensive rebounding, the Pistons are the number 2 offensive rebounding team in the league, and we know, especially without the 2 big lineup, how much that can affect the Bulls. So obviously Jalen Duren not in, but you still got Isaiah Stewart in there starting. You've still got Paul Reed in there starting. You've still got Asar Thompson, bunch of big, physical, versatile defenders, athletes that can really do damage. And I'm curious to see how the Bulls handle that.
Yeah, and real quick, you talked about Beef Stew right there, man. Remember, he didn't play in the last game that he played, but he played in that first one, and he had a double-double in that one, man. 20 and 10.
20, 10, and 4 blocks for Beef Stew in that Bulls win over the Pistons back in October.
What he said.
And, yeah, so you mentioned that starting 5 and the size that is there. Go Jaden Ivey, Duncan Robinson, Asar Thompson, Paul Reed, and Beef Stew are your starting 5. Oh. So not a lot of height in that front court.
A lot of beef.
But, I mean, Thompson, Paul Reed, Beef Stew, those guys are all somewhere between 6'7", 6'9", maybe 6'10".
Yeah.
So, it's not a Wemby problem you're dealing with, but it is just a muscle inside problem that you're dealing with. And the Bulls have not handled that well against the Pistons or really anybody when you're talking about the Bulls and the points in the paint that they allow on almost every single night.
Correct. And this makes me more interested to watch Modest Buzelis this evening.
Ooh.
Already had to understand.
Come on, young fella.
Because this guy, one of the things he's really been doing as of late more so is attacking the rim and getting to the free throw line, which is great. But now it's going to come back with some bruises, when he's attacking that rim. And so I'm interested to see how he handles that type of physicality against a team that's going to be like that. And since he's the one out there who has been doing his thing for the Bulls, guess who their best defender is going to be guarding? I guarantee you that Thompson twin is going to be on him for sure. So this is a really interesting, solid matchup that honestly I can't wait to watch for Modest Buzelis because this is the stuff that grows you.
And again, with the physicality, he's going to have to find ways to play through that. I'm guessing Asar Thompson or Paul Reed are going to be on him. And those are big physical defenders. So how does he handle that when he's trying to drive? I think the Bulls need a lot more from him, especially with Kobe and Giddey being out. So how can he continue to provide that without being physically overwhelmed by some of these huge Detroit defenders?
So, yeah, I mean, we'll be interesting to see who among the Pistons step up offensively tonight, if it will be some same combination of Paul Reed and Duncan Robinson. But you're talking about them missing their top 3 guys in Cade, Duren, and Tobias Harris that account for 60 points a night, essentially. So can the Bulls actually in this game perhaps keep the score a bit lower? They lost 124 to 113 in that game back in November. The Bulls are giving up, I think, somewhere between 122 and 121 per game. So that was kind of right on par with defensively what they give up every night. But they gave that up to a Pistons team that was the B Pistons.
Yeah, man.
Can you do something better defensively tonight? What can Isaac Okoro do tonight as a member of that starting lineup? I feel like every other game he's been Jekyll and hiding.
Yeah, man.
He'll bring your defensive effort, but what is he going to give you on the offensive end?
Yeah.
Is it going to be, hey, here's 20 points from Isaac Okoro, or here's 2 points from Isaac Okoro? Especially on a night where you don't have Josh, you don't have Kobe.
Right.
The Bulls are also going to be offensively challenged tonight, which is why, as you were talking about, you got to, somebody I saw in the chat earlier was talking about this being a modest flu game. Hopefully, if he's feeling well enough to play, whatever it is not him being deathly ill.
Yeah.
And if you're feeling well enough to play, then no excuses coming in.
Exactly.
You might be a little short on muscle compared to some of these guys you're going to see in Detroit's front court.
Sure.
No excuses there either.
None.
We've been talking about what Modest needs to prove in year 2, and that he's showing us some, but he needs to show us more. When you're facing that kind of physical challenge tonight and you're missing 2 of your team's primary offensive weapons, Modest has got to step up tonight.
No
question.
You know what beats muscle? Skill.
Ooh.
That's what it has to be for young Modest Buzelis. So I'm saying the 3-point shot has to be on point, as it has been for him as of late, and that will open up things inside. And I'm not worried about him taking the physicality. I think Modest welcomes that kind of stuff, especially with a guy who wants to be on that kind of level. He welcomes that kind of situation, and he's going to be trying to dole out what he can as far as that kind of punishment when he gets inside. But that skill level has to be on display for Modest tonight. Again, these are the kind of games, the kind of teams I would love a mid-range shot. But if he's not going to be able to do that, then still using his handles, getting to the lane and getting to the free throw line, and like I said, that 3-point shot, as long as it remains on par, he can keep that defense honest.
You know how I know we've been doing this show for too long?
How's that?
But not in a bad way. When you just used the word display just now, my brain went, displackery. Immediately.
Yeah, that's me.
Levine's been gone for a while
Zachary.
now. Levine's been gone for almost a year now.
That's right.
We're coming up on the year anniversary of the Bulls trade Zach Levine, and my brain still goes, displackery, when I hear someone use the word display.
Zachary on full displackery. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
I've said it many a day.
What were you saying, Goat?
I have no idea. Probably something about
Modest. Yeah.
No, I think I was actually going to transition to the Pistons and their offense just without Cade, because that's been an area of struggle for them. They still have Jaden Ivey in there, who's kind of been up and down this year and really has not established himself in the way I think the Pistons would hope. But Daniss Jenkins had a great game against the Bulls last time. Where's the offense going to come from them? Because they still have these big physical defenders that we noted, but do they have somebody that can organize things and get them into their sets and push the pace? And do they have an offensive system that can help them generate points even when they don't do that? I think that's where really maybe the Bulls' best strength is. Maybe it's not consistent always, but they do have a system in play that they can generate points through Kevin Huerter or through Trey Jones or through some of these other guys that aren't necessarily Kobe or Josh, just go get a bucket. And I feel like the Pistons could stand to benefit from that with and without Cade.
We'll see it.
As Jake P saying in the chat, thought we might win tonight until I heard Cade was out. Daniss Jenkins masterclass incoming, unfortunately. Can we contain the dynamic duo of Paul Reed and Daniss Jenkins better than we did last time? We'll find out. Before we get out of here, how about a few pregame picks?
Let's do it.
Pregame picks presented by Bet365. Download that Bet365 app with code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Talking just a moment ago about how we want a big offensive night from Modest Buzelis tonight because the Bulls are going to need it. His last 4 games, 19 points, 21 points, 17 points, 26 points. Modest to get to that 20-point mark tonight is plus 150 odds. I liked that. I grabbed that. I don't care if you got the sniffles, Modest. I don't care if your muscles aren't as big as the Pistons, big guys, Modest. Go get 20 points. The Bulls need it from you tonight.
That's facts.
Vooch, to his credit, while they've been missing Kobe, while they've been missing Josh in a lot of these games recently, has stepped up his playmaking. We talk about Vooch as an underappreciated passer often, a guy who keeps the Bulls offense moving and the basketball moving. Vooch in his last 4 games, assist numbers, 5, 5, 8, and 7. 5 or more assists for Vooch tonight. Also, get you plus money, plus 100. I liked that. I grabbed that too. And just because I saw it happen, Paul Reed, knowing he would, Jalen Duren was ruled out early for this one, knew Paul Reed was likely going to get the start. 10-plus rebounds for Paul Reed at plus money. As I mentioned a while ago, he grabbed 13 rebounds when he started and played and beat the Bulls' butts.
He did.
Back in November.
13 of them things.
So I like all of those numbers for plus money. Modest 20 points, Vooch 5 boards, and Paul Reed 10 boards. And if you're feeling frisky, if you add all those up, plus 1,000 odds, same game parlay. That's what I did.
That's a Peck play.
I love me a little Bulls parlay night.
I like it, man.
Pretty good.
What you had? You had something go?
Well, I just saw a couple people mentioning Yuki in the comments, and obviously there was some news last night that the Bulls are bringing him back on a 2-way and waiving Trent Flowers. So I thought we could just hit on that, but I thought maybe we should say that for the post game.
We can save it for post game.
Just
for the pod listeners out
people
there.
love Yuki, but it came out today.
Oh my gosh,
that
people love Yuki.
They sure do.
It's great.
Big Dave loves Yuki.
Yuki.
Very, very happy news.
Yes.
Yuki had a tweet yesterday, quote tweeting the Bulls announcement. Very appreciative. Glad to see that he's back. I did see also that Billy addressed it in his pregame media availability. So, yeah, I think we could talk about that in postgame so that all the podcast listeners out there can get it too.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Any final thoughts or predictions on this game tonight, gentlemen? Do the Bulls keep it close? Is it the Pistons bench beats up the Bulls bench again? What do we got?
I'm interested to see if the Bulls continue playing well on the road as far as points in the paint is concerned. The Bulls are better at scoring points per game as far as points in the paint on the road than they are at home. But in these last 3 games, like I said last time, they're averaging 47 points, so that's not great. But they are 5th in the league in points in the paint, so I'm curious to see how that continues on with that formidable beef that will be in the paint for the Bulls.
Formidable beef.
Formidable
My
beef.
new
Is
album
that from
on the way.
Portillo's?
Yeah, I was going to say, new band name, I call it.
Yeah, formidable. Once again,
That's
formidable
a
beef.
wrestling name.
Ladies and gentlemen.
The formidable beef.
Formidable beef.
No, I just wanted to shout out your pick for Paul Reed rebounds because I think that's going to be an area where the Bulls are going to struggle tonight. Vooch is obviously in there, but no Jalen Smith, no Zach Collins. And that frontcourt depth, I think, will be really tested. And we've seen them really struggle, especially when Vooch has been off the court in some of these games when they just don't really have a replacement. So not only are you having to manage one big, but you've got 2 of them out there, and Modest is going to have to do a really good job boxing out and rebounding. We know that's something that Billy Donovan stresses quite a lot. So we'll see how he responds to that.
And our guy, French Bulls fan in the chat, pointing out we definitely need Vooch. We definitely need to use Vooch more, give him the ball inside, move around, cut like we did in the first half against Charlotte. Why we stopped doing it after that, don't know, but that worked that night. And Dave, to your often brought up point of as Vooch goes, the Bulls go.
Yeah.
Might not be the Bulls' best quote unquote player, but most important as far as him playing well and being involved in the Bulls' shot at winning on any given night. That's the other thing to think about as you were just talking about him, Goat. In game 1, October 22nd, Bulls win. Vooch 28-14. In that November loss, Vooch 6 points on 3 of 10 and only 6 boards. I mean, pretty cut and dry right there.
Not just a habit.
So let's all hope Vooch is plugged in tonight. All right. P. Will breakout game, meanwhile, says Jenny Galligan.
Let's go!
With the laugh crying emoji, of course. Hey, you never know. You never know. Sound like Tim Allen over here. All right. It is just now past the 6 o'clock hour in Chicago. That means Bulls Pistons tip off right around the corner. Love a 6 p.m. tip.
Love a 6 p.m. tip.
Shout out to all of our European Bulls Nation out there who I'm sure love it as well because they're not tipping off a basketball game at 11, midnight, 1 a.m.
Good point.
Just a little earlier.
Just
a little nice.
Good point.
All right, we will be right back here for live postgame to break this one down. Let's all watch together, see what happens. We'll be right back here in a few hours.
All right.
Hit the like on your way out. It's free. Subscribe. See you, Red. Be good.
Love y'all.
We all silly like the mayor.